Morning, class.
Morning.
Morning. Noel always early. Yeah. Ian, Ivan, Nathan, Celine, Kelvin, Daniel, Farrell, Russell, Chuck. I still feel more student. Today we were going to cover chapter number 2. You can look at the Google Classroom. Chapter number 2. You can view through the notes. Today I'll cover half of the chapter number 2. And this is useful. The topic that we will cover today will help you in making a better objective, assignment objective. We will start soon. Right, everybody here? Raise your hand if you can hear me clearly. Wong, please join earlier next time. Our class starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, okay. Let's have a group photo early morning. Turn on your camera. This time, Ivan facing camera. Last time, side angle. Everybody looks fresh this morning. Don't be so sad. I know early morning class, sometimes we are really reluctant to wake up. Wong and both Wong Nya Pao and Wong Zi Sang Solomon, turn on camera. Nathan, second device. Hey, Solomon, where are you? Not here. Haven't wake up yet? Here, no camera. Can you see Solomon? Can or cannot? Or maybe my PC? Can you see Solomon with camera on? Adakah? No response, everybody. Maybe you all can't hear me also.
No.
Oh, no, He didn't on camera. Why? Yet. Your answer, he didn't on camera. Yet. All right, let's look at the camera here. 3, 2, 1, smile. Good, thank you so much. This is week 2. Time flies, so fast, right? Week 2 already. Okay, thank you, everybody. You may turn off your camera now. Yeah, you may continue your breakfast. Time flies, week 2. So our lesson today, chapter number 2. So altogether we have 8 chapters, right? Chapter 3, 4 shorter. So I need chapter 2. I need 2 days today and also next lecture. We start our lecture today. Yeah, everybody can see the screen. My voice clear? Any background noises?
Clear.
Clear. Good. Yeah, sometimes my earphone problem also. Oh, good. Thank you. Let's start our lecture today. I use PDF this round today. Project planning control models. I hope can complete uh, control all topic, but if cannot, then at least half. Next round, next class will be the models. Noel raise hand. I saw you raise your hand here. Clear. All right, come back to our notes here. Chapter number 1 on concept. So chapter number 2, we go a little bit more details, little bit more details on project planning. But some of it actually I already explained in the chapter number 1 also. So we look at estimation. We look at the monitoring and control, and then the last part will be the process models. Look at the slide, next slide. The project management begin with planning. So everybody know we plan a proper schedule so that everything can run within our schedule, our time, our budget, and also our resources. So the purpose of the project planning, we need to identify, first of all, we need to identify what is the goal as what we are doing now. We identify the goals, we identify the scope of the project, we will estimate what kind of work involved. Yeah, we correct the schedule, resources, and then we also need to estimate the time. So before begin the project, software team here, including project manager. Right? Even though we plan, sometimes even though we plan nicely, but we have to allow or accept some minor uncertainties. Right? Based on the environment, sometimes maybe a requirement change from the current company status, let's say from work from office become work from home, then as a project team, please just ready, prepare to accept the small degrees of uncertainties. What else here? Once activity accomplished, the team should establish the project schedules. Yes, define, identify, specify the inter-task dependency that might have a strong bearing to the progress. This one we can see from the Gantt chart later. So next one, we look at planning estimation. This one we briefly explain in chapter number 1. Today we will focus on, you look at all these little tiny words in your slides. So scope we already understand in chapter 1, but later on, I will share with you a framework called SMART framework, SMART, in order for us to create a good objective. So I'm happy, and I'm not sure whether you all already prepared the objective. You have your current objective on hand. So later when we learn the framework, you will check whether your objective is good enough. If you haven't done so, then you can't learn more. Unless you already done the first round, next you will need to check your own objective. So next one, we look at planning activities. This is what we call stepwise planning activities. Here, suppose some of the activities can be grouped together. But when the more activity we have, the output, the results of the activity could be the result and the time estimation, resources estimation would be large scale. When large scale is hard for us to measure the quality. And also when we determine the milestone, we want to know whether our project achieve certain degree of successment. It's a bit hard when the scale is large. Then better we split it down, become a little activities, easy measurements. So when select the project, of course, we need to select the project whether it's worth to take. We select a project not because we simply take a project just because to fulfill assignment. Of course, that's your no choice. But we have to see whether the project, the company, when you suggest something, is it worthwhile with your time? Yeah, is it worthwhile to do so? Second, identify project scopes and also objective here. The aim here is to have a well-defined project scope and objective. So manager need to ensure all the members are clear on the project and objective, and everybody should committed to the success of the project. So identify the project infrastructure here to understand precisely the nature of the project infrastructures, including the relationship between the top management strategic planning and also your project. Do you understand this? So when you are doing your project, you need to identify the relationship of your project with the strategic planning. Strategic planning means based on the top management decision. Come back to the vision and mission and their goal. So analyze the project characteristic here. The purpose to ensure the appropriate method can be used. Whether your result, your project is objective driven or product driven. So all the characteristics need to be considered, including whether the system is safe to be used. Sorry, let me rephrase. Will the system be safety enough in different aspects? Will the human life will threatened by any malfunction caused by the system? All these are under measurement, under this. So identify products and activity here to be more details in the plannings for each such individuals. So for this part, that will be nice if we can document it down the current project flow, the flow of current processes using what you call flow diagram. Yeah, using the flow. So the flow here, the flow we will always from left to right and top to down. And we expect the final result, we will draw it at the bottom of the chart, at the bottom or at the rightmost. That's a standard drawing for the charts. Estimate effort for each activity here might include the resources, your staff, cost, durations. How many staff needed in the process? What is the value, amount? All this recorded in your Gantt charts. Yeah? Everything has to be documented. All right. So there's a better when we estimate for each activity. The activity here don't, let's say example, system testing, don't assign long time duration. Let's say you need 4 months to do system testing, because the duration too long would be a bit difficult to measure the result. Yeah, difficult to judge the result accurately. Let's say the work done only 50%, 50% completed. We are not sure whether will it be how many percent success um, for our final project. A bit hard to measure. Better you spread it down to break it down to a small subtasks. Take note of this when you do planning in your project management. Yeah, your this one, Microsoft project. Identify activity risks. The risk here could be including you have to consider who knows a staff suddenly fall sick. Who we're going to replace, how we're going to adjust the time frame and the cost. Allocate resources, yeah, accordingly based on their skills, based on their experience. Resources here like staff, some staff might contribute more than one task. So you have to plan nicely. If one particular staff perform more than one activity, then you have to make sure the tasks the durations will not be overlapping. This one have to be very detailed in the Gantt charts in your planning. So next one is about is about review, publicize, plan. Okay. That would be, hang on. What is this plan regarding is about the quality review. Yeah, review here refer to quality review is important to avoid rework the same tasks. Yeah, each task should have its own quality criteria. That's why in your project, what I mean is your assignment. That's why in your project, every one of you need to have your own quality measurement. Do you remember? You need to, in terms of quality and risk, each one of you should be able to identify one, and then you need to present. That's your individual portion, individual contributions. So each task should have the quality criteria and also quality check with it associated metric. When passed, then only can consider completed and then can proceed. If cannot, then cannot proceed. Execute plan means implementation, and that's it. Yeah, all the plannings are here, all the steps. Next one, project plan content. There are how many here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So everything listed here. Introduction, background, objective, constraint, method, results. Yeah, all these are more or less the same with your project content. So stakeholder, this one we already discussed in the previous chapter. Categorize internal and external. Internal here including project team, project manager, project team members. External to the project team, but still within the same organizations, like top management, resource management, top management level, resource manager, and maybe you assign each subtask with their own sub-project manager. All these are under this category. So external to both project team and organization, this group of a user, they are not directly involved. Yeah, they are not involved directly in the project, but they are a group of a user who will beneficial from the system. Yeah, indirectly related to the project, such as contractor, subcontractor, or supplier. Yeah, those are under this category. So different stakeholders have a different objective. Thus, the project leader must recognize the different interests and to be reconcile them. So you have to understand this. Yeah, different stakeholder, different objective. Next one, we look at objective. Define what the project team must achieve for project success. Focus on the desired outcome of the project rather than the tasks within it with post conditions. So again, I mentioned many times already, project objective must be measurable, and if you can find a key performance indicator online with any specific feature, you can apply in. The indicator here, usually they will include criteria such as a budget, quality, and the time of completions. Right, next one. Okay, objective to step, effective objective. Okay, this one. The effective objective shall be something that within the control. Within the control here means is achievable. You are not setting something that you cannot achieve, but that's your objective cannot. You have to set something is within your capability, is achievable. Yeah. Okay, the objective achievable here means is under your within your cost budget. Okay, and the time frame. Next one, okay, this one important. This one. Your tutorial question has this. Okay, tutorial question has this. You need to identify each SMART. So a well-defined objective should have the below 5. So all groups here already have your objective. If yes, type in the chat box. Every groups already have your objective on hand. Objectives on hand. Raise hand if yes. So when I look at here, let me see here. Daniel's group haven't has objective, then will be, I mean, if you have the objective on hand, when later when we discuss, then immediately you can check whether your objective is a good one or not. If you haven't ready, then will be, I mean, you cannot check yourself whether it is a good one. Okay, now come back to our lecture here. S mean specific. What is this specific? Effective objectives are concrete and well-defined. Objective should be defined so that it is obvious to all whether the project has been successful. Okay, let's say I give you a very simple example here. No worry, after this slide, I will provide you few objectives. Yeah, example which include all these features, give you some idea. And there are a lot of example online you can refer and then how to apply it to your project. So to be specific, of course, we don't want to be too lengthy, but at least, let's say there are 2 sentences here. I will tell you, I will make lunch. Yeah, I will make lunch. Too wide, too broad, I will make lunch. How to make it more specific? Then you can include a little bit, add on a little bit features. Like let's say, I will use peanut butter and buns to create a tasty sandwich for my lunch. It's be more specific rather than I will create or I will make lunch. Or you make a little bit, add on a little bit more specific feature to be more understandable. Okay, we don't have to include all the ingredient in or what tools you are going to use. That is too specific, too detailed, and too lengthy. Next one. Sorry. Next one, we look at measurable. This one should be fine. Can be measure. Measure of effectiveness, which tell us how to success the project has been. So measurable here, we use feature. We use, not feature, we use figure. It can be measured based on percentage. If you're talking about you're going to enhance the sales 30%, after the project, the objective of the project is increase the sales 30% by the end of the year. So this 30%, measurable 30% is how much? 30%, do you able to compare this 30% with the previous year? Previous year, 20%, perhaps this year, 30%. Okay, you can make assumption on that.
Miss, if like design,
Like design.
yeah, like the goal is to make a better web design, how to measure?
Web design, then we have to see what is your main goal. There are few area, few aspect you need to consider. You have to look at what is a business vision, mission, what is their goal, and what is your project goal. Business goal and your project goal is different. Yeah. You have to check the one before you write your objective. Okay.
Oh,
Then next,
okay.
yeah, because your objective must be tally to your project goal and company goal, the business goal. Yeah, many things need to consider. Next one is achievable. Set something, set the goal that you can achieve. Don't set something too high out of your out of your budget or time frame. All right. So for real world, this part, the project manager, they can always refer back to the previous or past project and give them some guideline. What is achievable? If last year they set the degree is not achievable, then this year don't set the same or even higher percentage. That's what it means. It must be achievable. Relevant, the objective must be relevant. Yes, this is what like Noel asked just now, the objective must be relevant to the true purpose of your project. Then you have to refer what is the goal. Okay, your project goal and also your business goal. Okay, Can this part? Your, so here this one split to two here. One is the your own project goal. And then the other one will be your company, your business goals. Okay, project and also business goal. Business goal here, this part, you can look at what is the company mission and also vision. Doing a project is you want to understand detail. You need to go from top to bottom. You have to study the company. You have to really into it, study into it. Next one is a time constraint or time bounds. They should be defined a point in time. This one usually we put it at the end of the sentence. Let's say by the end of the year, achievable. They put the deadline for your expectation, the result expectations. Okay, so S, M, A, R, and also T. So let me give you a sample example. What is the next? Okay, next one is a Gantt chart. So here, let's say I have text. Okay, I type it here. Would it be too small? Hang on now. Let me make it larger a bit. 10, 14. Create a social media. So you read the sentence and then tell me where is the SMART. Okay, create a social marketing template that plans out one daily tweet for the next for the next 30 days to increase. I prepare you 2 examples. Yeah, existing. Okay, don't Google. Yeah, look at here. Before understand this, instead of go and find the answer. Upcoming months. So if you know the SMART, you can type in the chat box. So I enlarge for you here. So let's say this objective. Create a social media marketing campaign template that plans out one daily tweet for the next 30 days, increase existing audience engagement before our launch on the first of the upcoming months. A bit long, this sentence, just a sample, you don't have to be like this. So from this sentence, do you able to find the SMART? Let me look at your chat box here. We want to find whether is this objective a good objective. We want to find the specific, whether measurable, which part achievable, relevant, and time constraint. So is this specific enough? Yes or no? Yes or no? chat box. Is this specific enough? Which part? Yes, Alvin answer yes. Which part consider specific here? Because here, yeah, sorry, someone turning on mic.
Is it the plans out one daily tweet?
Yes, okay, that consider also specific. Okay, can be specific because here is a value. One daily tweet, one number or the frequency. So this one can be under measurable. M. So specific here, this part. They want to create a campaign, marketing campaign template from here to here. Okay, marketing campaign template. That is specific. They want to do marketing campaign template and it's a social media type of marketing campaign. So that is a specific. How about measurable? I just want Noel mention. Measurable here would be this part, 1 day tweet and 30 days. This is measurable. Yeah, measurable at the same time, not necessary like one feature, one sentence. No, one sentence could have more than one feature. Okay, let's say this one daily tweet, next 30 days. This part would be measurable and also is attainable. Attainable, 1
But
daily, 30 days.
but
Yes.
how does that? How can
Yeah,
that be a measure? How can that be a measure of effectiveness? Well,
measure one more time your question.
yeah, it says measurable is a measure of effectiveness. So one daily tweet, how is that a measure?
How is it? Means that this is achievable because measurable means when you want to when you look at the sentence, they want.
So how does that check the effectiveness?
Then your result, your report result. This is your objective. You are going to do this. You are going. I mean, this is your objective. So you are going to perform your planning, your following planner activity, main activity, activity must be according to your this objective, tally to objective. You will do this. You will do one daily tweet.
Isn't the measurable like the number of likes on the tweet instead of just the one daily tweet?
Number of life. I'm not pretty get what you mean. Because if you didn't set up the figure here, means that you don't know how were you going to engage the audience. How?
No, it's just the measurable there. It's just they want to know how well the project is going, so they must check how many likes the tweet has, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up to you how you want to set this as your objective. It's up to you. This is just a sample. Yeah, this is sample. Mean that we put a figure. If you want to put a figure or number of likes, no problem at all. Yeah. Okay, you see that sample, we use a figure number so that we can measure. We can perform this according to the number, or else we cannot really, what is that? If without the figure, then we cannot have any quality metric. We can have the metric measurement, but there's nothing for us to measure here. Yeah, put some figure in for this part, measurable. If your project fulfill this one daily tweet, 30 days, fulfill this, then means that's part to measure. Yeah, that is the area to identify. Again, successfulness is not 100% completed.
But the objective is to increase the existing audience engagement, not the one daily tweet.
This one, the objective is only 1 out of few. 1 out of few objective. Yeah, they have few more objective.
Oh.
Few more objective. Before the objective, we have the main goal. Yeah, the main goal is a bit general. So in order to achieve the general main goal, we set few objective. Okay, we are not managed to make it very perfect by providing only one objective and one goal. No, there are a few more objectives. Yeah? No problem. There are a few more, you can assign accordingly based on your needs. Is it? Okay, measurable, but even though we complete this, even though we can fulfill this sentence, I mean fulfill this one and this one objective, cannot say that your project is successful. No. It cannot say that your project is 100% successful when you fulfill this. Why? Because you still have to look at other measurement, other resources. How to know? You look at your main activity and sub-activity. This is only one of the objective. It's only one part, one component in your overall planning. There's still few more objective below here. Okay, next one. We look at, so we have a specific here, S for this part. So this one, measurable, achievable. Next, we look at, will it be relevant? Is this objective relevant to the true purpose of the project? Then you have to check what is your true goals, what is your main concern in the project. So the main concern of this project, this part, the main concern of this project is they want to increase the existing audience engagement. This is the main goal of the project. So mean this objective is relevant to the purpose of the object because they include it here. Of course, not necessarily must be include. It depends the way how you assign, how you write your objective. Time constraint, this one quite straightforward in the coming months. Yeah, time constraint in the coming months. Let me look at here. Any other good examples here? Okay, you all look at this one more round. Make sure you understand. It's specific enough, measurable, achievable, relevant, and also time constraint. I give you another example, okay, which is more detailed example. I will share the screen. You give me one moment. Okay, everybody can see the screen. There are a lot of examples available online. If you have time, please go and search out. Yeah, I think this is also quite good. So they make it specific. Yeah, they make it specific. So this is the objective. The team will remain under a project of $5,000 as they complete the marketing campaign set to launch on the 30th day of month. So specific here, they focus on 5,000, spend under 5,000. So we can see here from the both example, we can see this part specific, you make it at the beginning of the sentence. If you don't know how to arrange, then you could be make it specific at the beginning of your sentence. Oh yeah, I'm hungry. My my stomach playing orchestra. Okay, measurable can be measured by tracking expenses on the share document. So mean they are tracking the value in their expenses. Attainable, because this is a recurring project, mean previously they also have a similar project. We know that it usually costs this amount. So this time when we set this as objective, so this is achievable based on the previous or past project experience. So relevant, the marketing campaign support the company goal is relevant to the project goal is relevant to the, project objective aligned to the goal and support the business goal. So it is relevant. Of course, when the time you present your objective, you can roughly explain what is you justify how does it relevant? The goal, does it, what your current objective, how does it align with the goal? What is the goal? And then how does it support your company goal? Then what is your company goal? Explain the relevancy. Okay, explain the relevancy of your objective to the project goal and the business goal. Time bounds, so at the end of the month. I think this example, quite a good example. They don't have a specific sentences must be like this, like this, like this. So this example, measurable, they didn't put a specific amount or value what to measure, but they can measure by using the expenses that already available. Yeah, already available in, they have this experience before. Yeah, they will use a template, the content, the features, the listing, the expenses list, they will use that to measure. Okay, measure the amount, of course, the listing with the amount in. So they will measure accordingly. Any question on this?
So means every time we want to make objective, have to comply these 5 aspects.
If you want to make a well-defined objective. So now all the groups, I believe all the groups already prepare your objective, right? So now you get back to your objective, you check whether, I think measurable should have already this one. Measurable, time bound also I think already have this one. Can I highlight this? Not sure. Cannot. So time bound, previous class I did mention measurable. So I believe all your groups already have time bound, already has fulfilled the relevancy, and also already has the measurable. These 3 should have, I keep on mentioning measurable. So these 3 should already have. Now you need to check whether does it specific enough. Okay, whether your objective specific enough, whether your objective is attainable. Then you will see, how do I know I don't have this? This is your assumption. Yeah, this is, you assume that you have this before. So you have to think like how your project is attainable. You have to think a scenario or a case. All right. I hope after 2 examples, you all can now more clear, yeah, how to define a good objective.
Miss, what about the assumption? Can we assume that the project sponsor is experienced enough to like give guidance to the project?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yes, yeah, yeah. Can you create a scenario? Yes, no problem. Yeah, some more. I need to take a break. Too hungry. Early breakfast today. So you all may now look at your objective and check with it. I will give you a short break. Also, I need a short break. Do you all now feel more confidence? I mean, do you all now more understand on this, how to make a good objective? Yes or no? Out of a 5 point, out of a 5 point, do you all now feel more confidence to create a better objective? I don't dare to say a perfect objective because human is not perfect. So I will say, will you feel more confidence, yeah, to create a better objective? Only Elwin 1%. Then the rest 3.5. Yes, yeah, more than average is good. Yeah, Ian is good. We are improving. Yeah, yes, Noel, good. Yeah, none of us is perfect. Yeah, even I myself also, I the way, how to say, the way how we learn, we need to find more resources to convince ourselves. Maybe these 2 example is not good enough for you. You are still a little bit blur, not so very clear. Never mind. There are plenty of resources you can you can check. But at the same time, when you look at their example, you can you not. I mean, you justify it. You justify the given example. Is it correct? Clear enough? Can you make it better? If yes, then go ahead. How about other students? Only Ian, Noel, and Elwins. Out of 5 points, do you all feel more confidence now? I mean, confidence in terms of prepare a better objective compared to the previous class. Other student, if no confidence, then you put a number there lah, or say no confidence. Or maybe put the number 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2 less than half. Hello, hello, student. No response, everybody. Okay, some more. Yeah, Nathan, some more. Yes, give me a number. Give me some response before we take a short break. Some more, some more, some more. Yeah, some more, some more. Who else haven't response? Who else still sleeping here? Nathan? Nathan 3. Okay, good. Yeah, 3 is good. Yeah. More than average. Solomon sleeping. 3. Okay, 3 is good. Yeah. Yeah, we still need to learn some. All right, thank you. All your response. No worry about this. We We learn time to time. Yeah, we improve ourselves time to time. As long as you manage to justify your answer, you provide the objective. Do you able to justify? You explain to your team member. If you can convince them, they also agree, then all right, not a big issue. You can justify your answer. Yeah. Let's take a 15 minutes break. We come back after 15 minutes, roughly about 10:20. See you soon. to the class? Everyone here? Raise your hand. Wong, Daniel, and another Wong. Not here yet. Continue next one about Gantt chart. So this one I will go very brief. So Gantt chart, left hand side will be your tasks. What else? Horizontal bar indicate duration. Something like this. Yeah. This is a left hand side, yeah? Left hand side and the right hand side. Diamond indicate milestone. Produce project tables. Planning shall include the main task, subtask, duration, starting date, finish date, predecessors. Yes, we need these, and also the resources, person in charge. And then show your Gantt chart. Practical number 2. Yeah, practical number 2 already started. So for, you see here, we have a 1 hour tutorial, 1 hour practical. The practical is actually your assignment. So the practical hour, I mean, you don't have to do your practical during practical hour. Do you understand what I mean? Because practical is your assignment. So it means that you follow the practical sequence, the time frame there. You are not necessary to do the practical 2 during practical hours. That is part of your assignment. So it means that I will use up a tutorial. I will use up, there are certain questions where we have a final online assessment, case scenario, scenario case based. For some tutorial question, I might need longer time to explain to you all so that you all can attempt well in the final online assessment. Yeah, some of the tutorial are, especially like tutorial 2, could be used up more than 1 hour. PERT charts, you learned this before? PERT chart, yes or no? PERT, yes or no? Chat box. PERT. Yes, but forgot. I don't think so. Business student learn this, PERT chart. Seems like no. Also known as a network diagram. Network diagram, yes. Macam yes, not social. Return all to your teachers already. So PERT chart developed to take account uncertainties. Examples here. Step number 1, identify activities. The name, we usually put the name, we don't put like alphabets. After that, step number 2, the predecessor. So this one's still the same like Gantt chart. After that, formula here. Estimate the time for each activity. So PERT chart typically, not a must, but typically uses 3 time estimates or MLP. Optimistic time means the time we optimistic. Do you understand what it means by optimistic? Means you're looking it very good, happy. The shorter times we need to complete the activity, we call optimistic time. Most likely mean maybe, high chances, high probability the time can be completed during the project can be completed during that time. So that it most likely. Pessimistic. Pessimistic means you are don't always a negative. You will always think the disadvantages, the worst side. So you will consider the longest time in which the activity can be completed. Formula. Time O plus 4 is a fixed value. ml plus p. So 4 multiply ml and then divide by 6. Another term, some we call it weighted average. Because divide by 6 weighted average. So we look at next slide here. So when you apply the formula, you will get this answer. Please try it out now. Make sure you know how to do this. So what is the formula just now? Okay, the formula just now is O plus, make it bigger. Okay, you all do your work, you all count. At the same time, I will put it here. Plus 4ml plus E divided by 6. So this is a formula. So how to get 4 expected time? How to get 4? We will use, what is all value here? All value is 2 plus 4 multiply. ml here is a 4. And then plus the p is a 6. After that, divided by 6. So you will get 4. Okay, when you calculate in, when you apply the formula, you will get 4 answer. Yes. Formula was there by Noel also. Give me a number 1 if you can find the answer. You know how to do it. No problem, just a simple one. Next one, we look at. Okay, next one, next slide. Construct a network diagram. This is a chart network diagram. Details. Okay, so small, the figure. They put the starting dates, end time, end dates, durations. So you can represent both sequential and parallel activity in the diagram. Sequential means from left to right in this case. Okay, sequentials. Parallel, this is parallels. 2 activities occurs at the same time. So this is parallel. Each activity represents a node. This is a node. Yeah, each activity by a node. Arrow shows a relationship. This one you all should know. So in this case, C will be predecessors of E and also F. So this need to be, oh no, have to check also the time, whether must it be completed before the next. Next one, we look at identify the critical path. What means by critical path here? Critical path include the total amount of time necessary to complete the project. Total amount of time. And together with all the times, others slack hours also, longest path. At the times for the activities and determining the longest path. The total project time does not change if activity outside the critical path speed up or slow down because they're taking the longest path into the account. So any changes in between, no problem. So from here, we can see critical path would be this one. Yeah? Here, here, here to here. They require more times. Yeah? Critical path, they require more times, more days, more duration to complete the task. So this is a critical path. Okay, this one. Okay, this is an important concept. Please look at here. The wording big enough or not? Okay, like this. So look at here. The project network with activity. So this project consists of 3 activities. A, B, C. With the duration shown. So A need 2 days to complete. B need 5 days and C need 3 days. All right. After that, they mention slack. Do you ever learn this slack time before? What is the meaning of slack? Yes, huh? So what is that? Yes, correct. Very good. Delay. Slack here means delay. Slack is a professional term used in project management to help people to find out what is the delay time, how much time can be delayed. Yeah, the amount of time that the activity can be delayed without affecting the completion time. Yeah, without affecting the overall project completion time. So the slack time listed here. So now we look at left-hand side. The y-axis shows how many workers required. So from here we can see that activity A require 2 workers. Activity B required 4 workers. Activity C required 2 workers. If let's say they are planning to have all the activity working together, total workers required cannot more than 8. So this is just nice, 8 workers. Here, x-axis shows numbers of days required. Okay. After that, what is this? This is what we call is leveling. Okay, leveling. Resources usage if activity C is delayed 2 times. So what does it mean? In terms of to save resources. Yeah, or we call it what is that? Over allocation. To avoid over allocation or to save our resources, we use leveling, and also we might consider the slack time. If we can use less workers, if we can use less worker to complete all tasks within the completion time, why not? Right? Why not? You will need to pay less. No, not you. You will pay less. This process called leveling also. So how to do that? So this left-hand side, the chart, we assume that all activities started at the same time, started day 1. That's why no choice. All the activity must be start here. And then they are using up maximum numbers of workers. Here, they are not considering the predecessor yet. Do they mention predecessor here? No, right? So this one, when include slack time, just like when you play games, Tetris, you ever play Tetris game or not? You will arrange all the blocks of puzzle, make it at the same level. If same level, then the level will be, you will earn marks. This will be disappear. So same technique. Now you want to arrange your block nicely. So slack time for activity C. You might move this activity C 2 days. Is it 2 days? Yes, 2 days later. Instead of started on day 1, activity C, you move it, started after activity A. Will it cost anything here? Let's check. When slack time is 2 days, when activity C delay 2 days, let's look at the results. When C plays here, C will use how many days? 1, 2, 3 days. Still the same, 3 days. No changes. Okay. Is this using 2 workers? 2 workers? 2 workers, yes. No problem. So no changes in terms of number of workers and also numbers of days required. The only changes is slack times. All right, so compare left-hand side and right-hand side. Which one do you think is better in terms of saving resources? Left-hand side or right-hand side? Give me your answer chat box, left or right. Which one do you prefer if you are project manager? To test whether you are fall asleep, to test whether you are still here. Which one do you prefer, left or right? Are you sure? When I ask this question, a student will start, am I sure? Why Miss ask? Are you sure? Is it my answer wrong? Ian, are you sure? Right hand side. Noel, are you sure? Sure, but so long, your HMMMM. So Noel is, I am sure, because all resources is fully optimized, and when we choose right hand side, we save resources. Save resources means save money also, right? All right, let's go to the next. So now you understand leveling. Look at the next slide here. Estimation, resources, cost, schedule, required experience. Yes. Yeah, required experience, good metric, measurement, and a prediction. Next one, we will look at the risk also. Sometimes this risk, risk might lead to uncertainty. This one we cannot avoid. It's happen everywhere and anytime. We cannot avoid this. Factors that affect uncertainty here, the more complicated your project, then the risk of uncertainty is higher. The larger size, number of risks, probability, chances, uncertainty also increase. The degree of requirement might also affect your activities hierarchy nature. The more complicated it is, the more chances the risk, the uncertain degree of uncertainty also increase. To achieve reliable cost and effort estimate might perform the following, but not so well. Not so well, not a good way to do. First of all, delay estimation until late in the project. Obviously, when you delay it, we understand that we can achieve 100% accuracy estimation if and only if the project is completed. But unfortunately, this method is not practical. This method is not practical. Means that for some of the team, to avoid over budget or inaccurate estimation, they will leave it until the end of the project. This is not practical. The cost estimation should be make it in front. We need to, no matter how we have to, just to avoid over budget. The more time we wait, the more time we wait towards the end, the more seriousness errors will occur. Number 2, base estimates on similar projects that have already been completed. Means they are making this estimation based on the previous project. This is quite reasonable if the current or the present project is similar to the previous one. But in real world, unfortunately, the previous experience or past project has not always been a good indicator for the future result, unless they have the similar or same business requirement, goals, objective, or else is hard to refer. You can refer but not accurate. Use relatively simple decomposition technique to generate project cost and effort estimate. This is what we discussed, right, just now. Make it a small portion and then divide it to small parts so that easy to estimate. Okay, yeah, so far this, I think this is workable. We don't see any big issue on this. You can use the stepwise structure, Stepwise means you're breaking down to small portion. Use one or more empirical model for software costs and effort estimations. So this model is a complement to number 3, complement to the one on top. Here, 3 points estimate. Just now we already, this is a simple average divided by 3. Triangular distributions, weighted average. So we have 2 here. One is a simple average. Another one is a weighted average. So the one you learned just now, weighted average. And this is more popular compared to simple average. So we look at the next slide here. What is triangular distribution? Triangle distribution is simple average, this one. Beta distribution is this weighted average. They are the same. So come back, I think should be no problem. Use the formula, apply, and always round up the value. Estimations. Next one on monitoring and control. Okay, next one on monitoring and control. We look at here. I will continue few more slides. Tracking schedule, corrective action, cost monitoring, and EVA. This one in our tutorial, but this will be the second part. Second part means the next lecture, we will learn this. So monitoring and control, these are the knowledge area. Okay, knowledge area. So these are the attributes, project manager attributes, characteristic. There are 10 all together, project managers attributes. So knowledge area, we will go through all these. Tracking the schedule. Project schedule become a roadmap that define the task and milestone to be tracked and controlled as the project proceeds. So project roadmap usually in graphical. Overview, yeah, overview is a high level, yeah. High level can be in a general, not need be specific. It's an overview of a project goals, and the deliverables will be presented on timeline base. So the tracking here can be accomplished using the following numbers here. Conduct meetings, evaluate results, determine milestone, comparing the start dates and the other dates, meeting normally using earn value analysis to assess progress quantitatively. So this we'll focus on later. Corrective actions. Project manager need to monitor progress. In terms of the three constraints, what are the three? Time, cost, and also quality. Control here not only focusing on the monitoring, but also include the action to correct whatever they can or whatever you can. How many actions in total? Count for me, how many in total? How many corrective actions suggested in your learning material? Count for me here, everyone. Wake up your brain here. How many? So in a project monitoring and a control, now we're talking about project control. There are 10 ways for us to solve some of the common issues or problems that occur in the progress. So there are 14 in total. All these 14 I will only explain in the next class. So next class, Thursday, we will start slide number 32. That's all from me today. Thank you, everyone. So what's your homework today? You look at, yeah, no worry. I will assign whatever you can do. Okay, tutorial 1. Hey, other student, please submit. If it's too late, no need. No. Please complete all the question. Yeah, complete all the question. I will check. Tutorial number 2. Yeah, tutorial 1 not so tough. All this is quite straightforward. Tutorial 2, question number 1. Please try this question number 1. We will discuss this answer question number 1 on SMART. You try, do your best. What you need to do here, do this. I mean, these two objectives fulfill the criteria. Yes or no? Now, this tutorial you will practice. Yeah, you take the opportunity to practice whether you will manage to justify the answer. If you can justify correctly, means you understand. All right, so question 1 has to do. Question 2, no need first. The model will be second part. Question 3, corrective action, also no need first. This is a straightforward question. Question 4, this one, EV, SV, CV is the end of the chapter 2. Yeah, at the end of chapter 2. There's only 4 questions in tutorial 2. So next class will be tomorrow. I will need to explain to you the content, what is this about. We need to understand the overall company process, or else we cannot make a good objective. So your homework is only 1 question. This one, tutorial, and don't forget your assignment, your projects area. Project areas. Let me show you here. Yeah, I'm rather you all doing in the right track slowly. No need be too harsh. So we are still under here. Okay, this part. If you can start making assumption like one of the objective sample just now, you make assumption. Roughly less than 10 is enough. Okay, make a simple assumption, less than 10 assumptions. But anyway, this part not checked. It's a next week presentation, so not so soon. We're still focusing the first area. So the first person who are going to present on a Friday, I wish, what is the time frame? 10 to 15 minutes. The objective, please share with us the SMART. Okay, share with us the SMART, SMART. If you can justify clearly, then you get a good objective. It's helping you all. If you make it right, then means you are doing good in your assignment. Okay, please don't ask, Miss, can you check for me?
Are we present until the scope and exclusion?
Yeah. This one, this part. Yeah, still the first one.
Until scope and exclusion or the objective.
Okay, let me show you the rubric here. This one. Okay, we do according to what we have, so that we will not out of the scope again. This one. Okay, this part. This is the most important part. Okay, as our plan, this is week 2, week 3, and week 4. Then maybe you will ask, Miss, after percent, when I do this week 3, I think maybe something I need to change here. Can or not? Of course can. Can. No problem. This is not your final result that you must be placed in written report. You still can make minor changes. Not a big changes, minor changes. You change earlier stage, much more better than change it at the end. Yeah. Because when you change here, you still, might not affect so much at the end. That's why you if you can make it clear, then the rest will be easy for you. The risk, quality. Okay, week 2, week 3, week 4. Only this part. Okay, describe goals, objectives, add on the SMART. Just need to list out the scope. Make it limit, not more than 15 minutes. You can self-practice, record video. You check first. What is your time? You don't want to spend all our time gone with weekly presentation. Any question?
No.
No question. All right. Yeah, please don't do like, Miss, can you check for me? Yes, can check. Check means whether you are average, good, or excellent. Okay? Because I think it's quite not fair if I check for you, then how about other groups? Other groups might ask to check. If check means, what does it mean? Am I to give you 100 marks after check? We still have to look the content, right? Overall content. So as long as you can justify your answer, that's the work of a team member. Help each other justify clearly. Go and find out your project manager confidence with your objective and goals. Any more other question? We are doing good today. We stop right on dots 11 o'clock. Suddenly everybody looks so quiet. No question, yeah. Week 2 already, very soon, yeah. Finish everything on time. That's all from me. See you tomorrow afternoon, 2:30. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Miss.